Okie dokie. We are live,
Mhm.
and it is time for some reading sprints. If you are just joining us or returning to join us from our previous live stream, thank you so much. We are celebrating 3 years of being in business as DoubleBookedCo through
Mhm.
Etsy. Obviously, for our book club, we are in the third year, but when we close this year, we'll be starting year 4 in January. So
Mhm.
it's just crazy how time flies. But if you are unaware, for July, we are reading um, Louise Erdrich's The Roundhouse. That was my pick for my birthday month, so that's what we'll be reading. But we do have 3 books that will be set up in a poll later tonight
Mhm.
in our community tab that you can uh, vote on. And those books, we're not going to go through all of the synopses, but we'll tell you what the books are and we'll show you on screen.
Mhm.
But Laura, if you want to quickly run through what
Yep.
we have there.
I'll reverse them from the last time. So we have Passage Home by Allison McClay. That's what the cover looks like. And it's historical fiction, kind of romancy, whatever, a bit of a chunky. Then we have a short story by Shirley Jackson called The Summer People. It is in a whole bunch of different collections. It may even be online for free to read. I don't know, but I have it in this collection here called Come Along With Me. It's in like some weird compendiums. It's in thriller compendiums. It's when I looked at the library for it, it was in like 7 different collections. So you should be able to find this kind of anywhere. This is fairly short, again, short story. And it's creepy about a couple that stays longer in the summer house than they should. And then this last one is The Water is Wide by Pat Conroy. This is a memoir of the year he spent on Yamacraw Island in South Carolina, trying to educate the people that live there and help them understand about all the industrial pollution that was happening and trying to get that to stop and have them preserve their ways of life. So, yeah, here we go. 3 very different options, 3 very different sizes. They all sound really good.
Yeah.
And it's for Andy's birthday because her birthday is in August. These are
Yeah.
all her choices.
Right. Okay, so per the usual for our reading sprints, you are more than welcome to pick up our monthly read and read that, or feel free to read anything that you are currently reading. Maybe you're going to finish something, you're in the middle of something, you're starting a new book, or maybe you're not reading at all, and that's totally okay. Our sprints are all over the place. People do lots of different things. But let us know in the comments what you will be doing and or reading. Looks like Kim is already ready for us. She is going to
Hi.
be starting The Duke and I.
All right.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will be reading our book after I put the poll up. So I will be reading our book. I have not started it yet, so I will be officially starting it. I do have to say I'm really irritated. So you can see I have a
Oh.
damaged. So I had got this at Goodwill for 99 cents, believe it or not, in the clearance section. And when I went to take the tag off, it totally ripped
Mm-hmm.
my cover. I'm really upset about it. It's so annoying. Like now it's like I kind of want to find a different edition so that I
Sure.
don't have a damaged cover. It makes me
Yeah,
so mad.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be reading.
Nice.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be starting our monthly book as well? Or you're going to be finishing something different?
I think I'm going to start reading this, but I have the same copy as you from our library. But it's deckled edging, and I don't like reading deckled edge books. It irritates me. This is not hugely deckled edge. Like there have been much more jagged edges before. Like this is much like subtler, but still it drives me bonkers. So I'm on the hunt for a non-deckled edge edition of some way. So I might start this, but if I can't take it, which I don't think I'll be able to because I stink, I'm going to switch over to Riley Sager book. This is my first Riley Sager ever. This is Home Before Dark. I don't have the cover on. This is from my Book of the Month copy from 2020. This is the one with like that green cover, and it's about this girl when she was young. Her family moved into this huge estate, and they were like moved out within 2 months. And her dad wrote a true account of the haunting. They're kind of like Amityville Horror, and that sort of became famous or infamous. She has no memories of this. Her parents are divorced, but now she's in her 30s. Her dad has just passed away, and she inherits this house. So she's back there. She just moved in. She's trying to like fix it up to like resell it, hopefully. But stuff is happening, and it's already getting too scary for me, so I can't read it at night on my Kindle. So I am probably going to start reading this because like there are lights on and there are people around. So I feel less like something is going to get me. I'm about a quarter of the way in, so. Yeah. Oh, okay. What'd you think, Jess? Let me know. I hope you didn't hate it.
Yeah, those kind of books, they don't do very well with me. It looks like Annie's going to read the Jane Austen Society. Nice. And yes, we know that Jess is here. Hi, Jess. So nice to see you. It's been a little while. Looks like Andy has read The Roundhouse.
Okay, good.
A few years back and thought it was good. So that is good to know. I know I do really enjoy her writing. The last book that I read, which I actually read with a different book club, was The Last Report on Miracles at Little Knoll Horse. 5 stars. Fantastic read. So good. I would totally reread that book. But I've also read Love Medicine and Tracks by her. So I'm excited to read something that's a little bit different than those books. Very, very excited. So
nice.
And then it looks like Jess is going to be reading All the Colors of the Dark. Does anybody know? I'm so out of it. Like I'm not paying attention well enough on book 2. But what is the Jane Austen book this month?
It's sort of 3. So the first half of the month, it's Sensibility, and the second half, like week 3 is the Watsons. I think in week 4 is Sanditon or reversed. So it's her like shorter or unfinished ones for the last 2 weeks.
I have read Sense and Sensibility, so maybe I'll try to glob onto that. I don't know.
That's my favorite one of yours.
It is. I really do enjoy that one as well. My favorite one, actually, which I don't know, I don't think there's many people, like I don't hear a lot of people talking about it as their favorite, but my favorite is Emma. I really like Emma.
Yeah, a lot of people love Emma. I thought it was fine. Like I didn't do a lot for me.
I don't know. I think because I have such an affinity and love for Clueless that somehow in my head, like it's just made it my favorite. But I know everyone's like, oh, Pride and Prejudice. But like really for me, it's like Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and then maybe Pride and Prejudice. I didn't really like Persuasion. I didn't think it was that great. But so I have 2 left that I need to read, which is, well, more, but of the main novels as Northanger Abbey and those. Not even a little bit. I have not even seen any of the film adaptations.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't read Pride and Prejudice, which is like illegal, I think, especially being an English major. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. I should be arrested. I have not read Mansfield Park, and I have not read Persuasion. I meant to read it in the group read like a year ago. We all joined in. I didn't do anything. But yeah, I think Sense is my favorite for sure. And then like Emma and Northanger Abbey is right below it. I like them all, the 3, but yeah.
Well, you're not alone.
Yes, I am an HSP for sure, 100%.
Despise sticky labels. Yeah, I mean, it makes me so mad. Like when it happened, like I was like, no way. Like how does this happen? How did that pull? I have never had this happen to me. And I was like, on this book of all books.
Yeah.
So mad. I was so mad, you guys. Oh.
You do. I'm glad you do. I know I'm the weird one. Yeah. And the weird thing is I bought a bunch of books that were Deckled Edges, and I knew they were Deckled Edges, but I still bought them. I gave them all to you. But I'm like, why did I buy them? They've always annoyed me why I ever bought them. Crazy.
Going back to your Sager book,
Okay. All right. I'll take that. I'll take a 3-star book. That's fine.
Okay. Oh, currently working. Oh.
All responsible, earning money.
So everyone else, we're not making fun of her because she's
No.
working. She lives in a completely different part of the world where it is actually the next day and it's work time. It's not nighttime like it is for us. She is at work and she's being naughty, but we like it. So we make fun of her. That's all.
Nice.
Yep. It would definitely be a reread. Hi, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna.
Oh, The Wife Upstairs. I know
nice.
you had asked me about that a while back if we wanted to read it together. I keep seeing it pop up.
Yeah.
But that is supposed to be like a Jane Eyre kind of like, not like a retelling, but like it's supposed to be like a riff off of that, right? Because of the wife upstairs. Poor Bertha.
I know. Poor Bertha.
Thriller mystery mood. So the Riley Steger book sounds good. Ooh.
Yes,
yeah, I'm never really in a thriller mood. I don't know. That's not really been like, it's funny. So before we came live, we were talking about Harlan Coben mysteries or thrillers that have been turned into Netflix shows, and Laura is finishing up one that I watched a couple months ago, and it's funny because I don't really like thriller books and I don't really like thriller shows, but like those for me, I was like watching them like crazy. But I don't know. I'm not like, that is not a genre that I gravitate towards. But in most cases, like I do okay when I do read them. Like when we read In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware last year, I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't, but like, I'm sure there's worse. I did have to stop reading that one, the Southern.
Oh, the Southern Guide to
Vampire, whatever it was, the vampire book. Yeah. I had to stop reading that. That was too creepy for me. Like, because it was all so disgusting. Like, for those of you who have read it or haven't, whatever, there's like some part where there's like all these rats like coming out of wherever and like basically eating this woman alive. Like it was out. I couldn't do it. I was like, nope, I'm done. I could not. And I was listening to it on audio. So like, no, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. So yeah, thrillers are not for me. Let's see here. I don't want to miss your comments here. Jane Austen, ducks for cover, and then runs.
You're allowed not to like her. It's okay.
It's okay. It's not a prerequisite to be our friends.
Danny Banner. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Where's our moderator? Block her. Block her. Read Pride and Prejudice for the first time and Jane Austen for the first time last year, and I hated it. Oh, It feels illegal because I was an English major too, and I teach college English. I think that Jane Austen, was put on a pedestal because of the fact that she was so prolific and such a movement, especially for female writing of that time, and for how popular she became after death, of course, and for her writing to have been so publicized and so like printed so much for the masses. But it's not everyone's cup of tea. And for me, I feel like they're all the same, especially when I read Persuasion. Because I think for people, when you just read one Austen book, you're like, oh, she's great. It's amazing. Like, yay. But when you have read all of them, you're like, these are the same book with different characters and sometimes not even different names. Like, they're the same names. They're just different characters. Like, so I totally get it. And I kind of have been leaning on the she's not that great side after reading Persuasion, because I'm just like, this is the same story. It's the same story over and over again. It's literally the same. Why is everything the same? So I totally hear you. I totally get it. I'm not going to fight anyone on it.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that like this. She is the bee's knees. Don't say anything bad about it. And that's okay to feel that way. We're all readers. We all come from different walks of life. We all have our different likes and dislikes. We can love and hate the same books. Like, it is okay. And neither of us is wrong. Okay. So it is okay to feel that way. So no worries. Waving at you, Allie. You've been listening, but not seeing comments. Love it when the game is all here. Yes, it does. It feels like we're all ready to go. Yes. Oh, sorry, didn't go. Beast of Jane Eyre. The author is using the same character names and everything. Ooh, maybe I do have to read that. I think I have access to it on Hoopla, but I don't know if I have both e-book and audio. I'll have to look into that. Oh, now you're like getting me off track here. Oh. No, you didn't. It was disgusting. Like, I don't even know how far into the book that is. I don't think it's very far. And I was like, nope, can't do it. It was grossing me out. It was
I think we should mention too that you were also pregnant when you were reading that. So that may affect some of it too.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And like, here's the thing. I watched all of True Blood, and that was gross. Some of the stuff was gross on there. But like, that book, I was like, I can't do it. Like, I cannot read this book. It's so gross. Like, ugh.
I haven't read that one. I read his first big hit, the one that was like set in high school in the 80s. I forget.
Yeah, My Best Friend's Exorcism or something.
That's the one. And that was pretty creepy, but I did like that. I think I would like that Southern Guide. I think I'd like that one as well. I don't mind gore. What gets me is like unknown stuff, like supernatural stuff gets me, and clowns. I'm really afraid of clowns. Last year for Garb August, one of the group reads was, I think it was a William Johnston book. Otherwise it was Jack Ketchum. I forget which it was. But like the main killer guy was like the psychotic clown that like camped out in an abandoned factory in the middle of nowhere. I think I got 30% in that book before I was like, no, I am too scared to read anymore. I am done. And even the cover on Kindle, I had an ebook, is too terrifying. It's like a clown with pointed teeth peeking through like a slatted door. Like, oh no. Nope. I just can't do it.
I agree with Kim. I don't do creepy or scary either. No, thank you. There are better things to read. And no offense, like anyone who reads those, that's great. Like everyone has their own genre. It's just not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Hiking. I am English. Yeah. It's got to be something like if you're English, you must have to like her. Regarding August choices, has anyone here read Shirley Jackson's story like Mother used to make? No,
I haven't read that one. But let me see my collection.
But that one is good one. Oh no, I have not. I'll have to look into that. I really liked The Lottery. The Lottery will forever be embossed in my mind because like I feel like every moment of that short story just goes through your mind over and over again, and just the very ending scene too, and the little boy. I can't. That whole story is crazy. Thanks for the backup. I will say that I watched the Pride and Prejudice play in person and loved it, so I'm not sure why the book wasn't my cup of tea. Well, I think when things are acted out, it is a lot different. And like, for instance, too, like Pride and Prejudice isn't my favorite of the books, but I do really enjoy the BBC miniseries with Colin Firth. Like, that is the best. I mean, the Sense and Sensibility movie with Emma Thompson is still the best of all that, but then that miniseries is next because it was so perfect, and not because it was that book. It was just so good. It was just so good.
And I like
But
every fiction I've seen. I don't have any dislikes. I'm missing a few of them, but I liked everything I've watched because they're all different in their own way. I just enjoy them.
I
You know.
don't like Keira Knightley like at
Oh,
all. So that version to me just seemed like it just bothered, like the rain scene. I'm just like, go get a towel. Like I just don't like it. I'm not into her at all. Like I don't feel like she's not that character to me. So that one I don't really like all that much. Another one which isn't a Austen adaptation, but the North and South adaptation.
oh my God, so
from
good.
BBC. That's so good.
I
Like
love it.
so good. I
Mhm.
loved that.
Mhm.
Loved it. But yeah, getting off topic here. We are already 21 minutes into reading sprints without reading, everyone. Just so everyone is aware, it's not my fault. Okay. What is Cubes of Europe a video game? Yes, I am middle-aged. Oh, well. Oh, clowns, creepy. Creepiest things on the planet. Yeah. I don't know why people would invite them to little kids' birthday parties. So, okay, let's do a reading sprint. I'm calling it. There are no more comments. That means we are doing a reading sprint right now. Yeah, we do talking sprints before reading sprints. We do. And then we do them in between, and then we do them after. So they're just everywhere. Anywho, okay. So 25 minutes has always seemed to be a really good sprint time. I am going to mute myself and find an ASMR that we all can enjoy. It has been raining here. I don't know if you all noticed. So last week we had our live stream, and I was so hot that I didn't even have the overhead light on because it was so warm here. And this week I'm actually wearing a hooded sweatshirt because it's beautiful. It's been raining all day. It's like 60 some degrees outside. It's fantastic. Point being, this is Wisconsin, and we go from 99 degrees to 59 degrees within a week. So it's always all over the board, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather it be cooler because I can put on layers versus being super hot and not being able to put on layers. So, reading sprint. It's 53 here, so we're going to pretend it's 55. So we'll do 25 minutes. That'll bring us to 20 after the hour. Enjoy, and when we come back, we'll hear what everyone got up to.
Sounds good.
That was 25 minutes. Went pretty fast. For those of you who may not have seen, I put in the comments, but the poll is available for the August books in our community tab. So feel free to jump over there and make your selection for August. So let us know in the comments how you did during your first sprint. Remind us what you were reading and how far you got along. How did you do, Laura?
I thought I unmuted and then I must have double bumped. Anyways, hi. I got to page 40 and I like it. It's good. This is my first one of hers, so I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, I'm right in it. How about you?
Oh, I only just started. I'm on page 5. They've gone to look for her. So that's as far as I got.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I don't read many books that are from a point of view of a young boy.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting. And it's funny because when I started to read it, I was envisioning that it was a young girl until he said that he was a boy. And I was like, oh, how many books have I read that have been from a boy perspective? I mean, Harry Potter, Percy Jackson. And those are middle grade.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've read many adult-like books from a boy's perspective. I mean, that one book I DNF'd last year, that Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, that was a young boy.
Yeah, but that This Tender Land, that was told by young boys, parts of those.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess I don't think about it until I'm reading it, and then I'm like, I don't really read from this perspective, and then actually I do. Because, like,
All right.
I don't know what's going on outside, but it doesn't sound good. Can you hear that, like, tapping? Oh, now my dog's barking. I think something's wrong with their car. It's really weird. It's like...
Oh.
Ugh. Anywho. There's that one book, too, Incident in the Night or whatever. Incident? I can't remember. It has a dog on the front. Did I ever get new neighbors? Yes. I think this is like the second year they're here now. But it's not... I don't believe that they bought the house. I think they are renters. And they are lovely. They are super nice. It's a young couple, and they have 2 small children, and I think they both work, and they have 2 huge dogs that they walk. They're very, very nice. Oh, good. Okay, whatever that was just went away. Yes, they're very, very nice, and so far they've been here, and there's been no weirdness. But like I said, I think it's a rental now. So yeah. Now they're back. Okay, now they're gone again. Jeez. I'm telling you right now, weird stuff happens on my street. Yes, Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Yes, thank you. I couldn't think of it. That is from a boy's perspective as well. Yes. I know, I'm kind of sad because, like, I don't have the drama of, like, the crazy burbs situation going on across the street, but I do like those neighbors. They're very nice. They take walks with their kids. We see them regularly. Like, we don't really talk to our neighbors all that often, but we do see each other and wave, say hi regularly. But anywho, Yeah, I only got, I think it's page 4, so not very far in, because I was doing that pull and then I got stuck in my game real quick. So I had to get the dogs ready. I don't know. I'm addicted. Anyway, so besides starting this book, are there any other books that you have on your TBR for this month?
Oh my God. Well,
I know, what a silly question.
I know. So I started listening to Sense Sensibility over the weekend. So I'm hopefully going to keep that up. Then I have both books for Book Naturalist Book Club. So that is Soil by Camille T. Dungy. That's like a memoir of a Black woman's garden. And then I have Bite, 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 which is by Amy Najuku Matati, or whoever you say her last name, who wrote that Curious World of Wonders even a couple of years ago. This is her brand new book. It's about, I think, food and farming, things like that. Then I have, I pulled a Catherine Center off of my shelves to read. She's like, women's fiction, contemporary. And then I'm hoping this month really that I can actually finish some of the dozens of books I have started in the last 6 to 9 months. Because I'm very good about starting things and absolute crap about finishing things. So I'm trying to focus on 1 or 2 books at a time so I can work them down. That's why I'm working on Home Before Dark. And then after that, I also have another kind of creepy book. I think it's horror. I'm not sure. Big T. Kingfisher. It's House with Good Bones. That's shorter too, but again, creepy immediately. So I was like, I can't read this when I'm in bed. There's no way. So those are my next ups. But yeah, I'm really just hoping to finish a lot of random things if I can. And how about you? What are you reading? What's coming up?
Well, I have The Roundhouse. I have been reading this book called Blue Asylum.
Oh yeah.
It's by Kathy Heppenstall, I think is how you say it, Heppenstall, which is very good. I am at page 50-ish, so only a couple of chapters, and I think that's 10 chapters, but the chapters are extremely short. Some are 5 pages long and some are 3 pages long. It just depends on how much of the certain perspective is being shared, because we're getting perspective from all of the characters. So this book, it's takes place during the Civil War, and the main character, her name is Iris. She is being sent to an insane asylum on this island off the coast of Florida, and she was, from her perspective, she's been sent there because her husband basically committed her, basically for defying him and publicly embarrassing him or whatever. But it sounds like he did something really, really bad, and that's why she
had to go away. Yeah.
So we get her perspective, and then there's a gentleman in the asylum who, from my understanding, it sounds like he has PTSD, so he's a soldier. Then we get the perspective of the psychiatrist that runs the asylum, who's a kookadoo, not a good person, very, very wrapped up in his own head. We also get the perspective of his son, who's I think he's 12, something like that, pre-pubescent in that time. And then I feel like there was one more perspective, but maybe not. Maybe it's just those 4. And then it just continues to alternate between each person. She's basically trying to figure out a way to get out. The soldier, is kind of just trying to get through the day. The son is that's going through the what's it like living in an asylum. He's also kind of going through a lot of the whole finding himself sexually kind of thing. So he's very into himself there. And then the psychiatrist, he kind of just talks about himself and how great he is, and places he does. So you just get an understanding of each character as it goes through. So I'm reading that one. And then literally just now, during the last sprint, my Death by Darjeeling just came up. I couldn't believe it because I checked it last night and it said it was still 3 weeks and I was like 5th in line. And all of a sudden it just popped up and I immediately did it.
Yeah, download. Yeah.
I know. So I'll be able to finish that probably sometime this week because I am not going to let that go again. Like I said, I was like 60% done and I had to return it. So I'm so happy to be able to finish that one.
Awesome.
So yeah, just those 3 because if I have any more, it's just nothing's going to get done. I did look. So if you're familiar with like Discovery of Witches, Deborah Harkness, she has another book in that series coming out. It's actually like on my birthday, I think.
That's soon.
Yeah. I can't remember. It's like the Oracle and I can't remember, but it's the 5th book. And obviously I'm not going to go out and buy it and whatever. I put myself down on the hold list with Libby. So I'm like number 94 or something. But I'm like, I still have not finished Times Convert. So I put myself on the hold list for that. And then I was like, maybe I want to re-listen to all of them because I physically read them. So maybe I will reread them via audio. So I did put a hold on the first. I'm just like, maybe I'm going to do all that because I didn't realize they were all available on Libby. So yeah. So I might start that, but I might wait until next month. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm really excited about Darjeeling. Like, I can't even tell you. Excited. I'm so excited because I'm just waiting to finish that book. Jenna, you are halfway through The Wife Upstairs, and it's fine. It's not an exact retelling because there wasn't a character named Trip.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Yep. It seems more of a modern take on the storyline. Yeah. Yes, I know. It's the cover is really cool. It's like really deep blue, and then there's like a crow or something, and it's like set a couple of years later. Like I think the twins are like 10. Sorry for spoilers, anybody. I think the twins are like 10, and the Covenant is like, or not the Covenant, but the group of people, the Covenant. Yeah, Covenant. Yes. They're like wanting to test the children to make sure like they don't have power or something because like obviously they're fearful because these are half witch, half vampire children. So I'm so excited because how many books have like gone that far with some of these storylines. So I'm really excited to read it. Like, but more excited than Times Convert. Times Convert, I'm like, whatever. Marcus and whatever her name was, Phoebe or whatever her name was. I can't remember. I wasn't really interested in their storyline, so that's why it's taking me forever to read it. But this one's going to be about Matthew and Diana, so I'm excited about that. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Are there any books that you're excited to like be new releases or?
I pre-ordered just 2 books for the end of the year. One of them is Smut. It's by Ruby Dixon. She wrote the Ice Planet Barbarian series. So it's the start of a new series. It's going to be terrible, but I pre-ordered it because the cover is pretty. Like, I'm an idiot. I don't really know what it's about. So that, and then I'm really psyched about this. So I really love the Flavia de Luce series by Alan Bradley. And maybe 6 or 10 years ago, I'm not great on time, he stopped the series. It was 10 books. They're wonderful. Flavia was like, I think like 10 or 11 or 12, in the books. Always in cliffhangers. They're so good. He stopped writing them. There's going to be a new book in this series in October. So I just happened to see it randomly. I was like, oh my God. So I'm really excited to read that. It makes me want to reread the whole series, which, I mean, I want to do that with all the series I've read before, but I can't. So that's really it. It's just that one, and then that random smut. I don't know. Yeah. That's about it. For the Deborah Harkness, I only ever read the first book. I started reading the second one, and then I don't know what happened. I think my dad got sick with cancer one of the times, or my grandmother died. Something happened, and I never went back to it. So I never got past like page 200 in the second book. So I liked the first one a lot. I met the author. She was really nice. But, that's it.
Did?
Mm-hmm.
How did you meet her?
She came to Barnes & Noble at the mall, at Mayfair Mall. I think for the second book, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it was cool. Mm-hmm.
She seems really down to earth.
Yeah, she was very down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I bought some of her nonfiction too after hearing her talk about her nonfiction, because it just sounded really interesting. She'd be a fun person to hang out with and have a drink and just listen to talk about her life and whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she is like a history professor turned author. So, she knows what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't met too many authors. Like, I've met Debbie Maycomer, R.L. Stine,
Wow.
Sherman Alexie, Margaret Atwood, and there's one other, what's his name? Gordon Corman. Those are the ones that I can remember.
Yeah.
For sure that I've met. There may be some other ones in there, but those are only the ones at the top of my head.
I know I've met Bill Bryson, Elizabeth Gilbert, Deborah Harkness, Jasper Ford I've met several times. And
I have yet to read any of their books. I have like 3 of them on my shelf because they're all like bookish related.
Yeah, that Jane series. God, I've met so many more. It's Shannon Hale, and I couldn't even tell you. Like that's all I did in my 20s was go to author events with my friends, and a lot of authors come to Milwaukee. So less now, but I've met a lot. I feel very lucky. I missed St. David Sedaris. I had the flu, and so I couldn't go.
Yeah,
but
Sherman Alexie's really funny. Like in person, he's very comical. He grew up with a lot of sisters, so he has a lot of funny stories from his childhood of like being the one little, like I think he's the youngest of them. So it's like he's the one boy with all these sisters. So when he speaks, he has a lot of funny stories. He was really fun to meet. I think I have a picture somewhere. He was at the same place where we met Margaret Atwood, and he was before her. So, yeah, pretty cool.
Nice.
Can't remember if there's anyone else. I'm sure there was, but
I know I'm forgetting a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. R.L. Stine was cool too. He's really funny. He's really funny when he speaks as well. And he really tries to meet everybody. Like,
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I mean, it can get really, like, lines can get really long, but what he'll do
Brad Meltzer. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
What just came to me? Brad Meltzer.
Yeah. He, like, when they kind of, like, cut him off, he'll get up and he'll just walk the line as opposed to being seated or whatever. See, that's what sucks is, like, when they're seated like that, then the people, like, it's not like it goes fast. It's like they stay there and they, like, talk to them, and it's like, just get your book signed, take your picture, move along. So, yeah. But, yeah. Meeting authors is fun, but it's also very, like, you're, like, full of anxiety because you're just, like, you don't want to be that person, but you also are, like...
Yeah. I was that person with Adriana Trigiani. I met her, and I kind of lost my mind a little bit, and... I was with my friend Jenna. It was us, and then everyone else was in their like 50s or 60s. We were in our like very early 30s, probably. We were at the very end of the line, like hours long line at this big event. She was like, "What are you two girls doing here?" Like, "I just love your books," and I just rambled. She was like, "Okay." Sorry, I laughed with Jenna and I was like, oh my God, what did I just say to her? She's like, it's all right. You're fine. You're fine. Oops. Wow.
Yeah. When I met Debbie Maycomer, which she is also very funny. But they're like drill sergeants, like put the bookmark where you're gonna have her sign. How many books? You can only have 2. Blah 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 blah. You're next. You're next. Have your camera ready. And I'm like, oh, okay. But she was lovely. She's very, very nice, and she really tries to like make a personal note when she's signing your stuff. Yeah. Because I had said one's for me and one's for my mom, because my mom always gives me one of your books for Christmas. And she wrote a very lovely message in for my mom's book. It was very nice.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, that was several years ago. Yeah. Probably like 9
Jonathan
years ago.
Safran Foer.
Oh, wow.
All
night this is going to happen. You're like, blah, blah, blah.
I know. Whoever was married to at the time, Nicole Krauss. I saw her speak. She got her stuff signed. I know. It's going to be like Tourette's. I'm just going to keep blurting out names.
Well, should we start another sprint?
Sure.
Okay. Looks like we're at the 41, so we'll just pretend it's 40 and go for 25 minutes. So that would bring us to 5 after?
Yes.
Yeah, 5 after. Okay. Well, then I will see you then.
Okay.
Oh, thanks so much, Jenna. Thanks for being with
Good
us
night,
tonight.
Jenna.
Hope you
Thanks.
have a good night. I saw Jane Hamilton and Michael Perry.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool. So how did everyone do? Those of us who are here and still reading. I was able to finish the first chapter. Oh, now I just lost my spot. There we go. I don't have a bookmark yet. I'm using the flap of the book first. I know. You'd think I'd have a bookmark. I've got a gazillion bookmarks in the other room. I'll have to go grab one. But yeah, so I finished the first chapter.
Nice.
And yeah, one of my least favorite things to happen to someone is like the premise of this book. So that's cool.
Yeah, good choice.
Yeah. But at least it's like not in detail.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be in past tense or alluding to. So, but so far it's very compelling. And I feel it's interesting to get it from this perspective. So,
yeah.
But how far did you get?
I didn't do any reading at all.
Oh.
I kind of, because I know very recently I saw my picture with Deborah Harkness. I thought, oh, it's in the guest room. So I went to look. I didn't find it. And then I thought, oh, I was going to look up another author, I don't know, whatever. So I went on like my computer. I've been screwing around online on Goodreads, on the digital library website. I'm on Thrift Books right now. I just, I don't know, I did stuff. I'm going to try and finish the series, like buy the rest of the series. This is by Melissa Mayhew. It's all like Highland husband stuff, but it's all like fairies. So it's like that kind of romance, sort of romanticy way before it was a thing. And then this series by Robin Owens, it's all like heart this, heart that. It's like a futuristic romance. I read the first book and I keep thinking about it. I must have read this 15 years ago, maybe more, and totally loved it. And I only had my hands on like book 3, book 6, book 9. I'm missing in betweens. So I kept thinking about this and I thought, you know what? I'm going to grab this book and then go on to Thrift Books and see if I can fill in the blanks. So yeah. Didn't do anything, just paused.
Very cool. I am like so tired. It like all of a sudden hit me like a wall. It's so crazy. And like it's not because the book is boring. I just like all of a sudden it was like hit a wall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happens to me a lot. Or what happens now is I'm not even aware I'm that tired. I go from totally conscious to, oh, I was sleeping. Like there's no drop off anymore. It's just like a switch flipped. Yeah. Super fun.
Yeah. So I think we're probably only going to be able to manage one more sprint.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. But, okay, so we talked about what we're currently reading, what we will be reading, and new releases. We kind of talked about, but are you watching anything interesting?
Well, obviously this Harlan Coben.
Yep.
Which I haven't got the bit to get to finish the last 2 episodes. I've just been watching a lot of YouTube, like cleaning videos. And I've been off and on, like either watching a lot or medium amount, but now I'm back to watching a lot of like closet unhauls and like declutters and cleaning things. Like I watch an obscene amount of that. So that's pretty much it for me, sadly. How about you?
No, nothing of substance. I just caught up on Abbott Elementary. So I finished that for the season.
Good.
And I caught up on Will Trent.
Oh, I haven't seen the last one yet.
Oh, it's a doozy.
I know.
It's a doozy. I really haven't been watching anything. This past weekend, I had a rummage sale, and
That's right. How did that go?
My entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was good. But all of the money that I made is already gone because we are going to be going on a trip and we have to board our dog. So we had to get him updated on all his vaccinations, which we should have done anyways. But that was like $140, and then to board him is going to be like 175 or something like that. I don't even know, like 150, probably more like 160. So that's all I made.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we did good. We did good, and there's a lot of things that I know that I'll do differently the next time. But man, baby clothes sell. So, yeah. But yeah, so I haven't been watching too much. I feel like when I do turn the TV on, like when I'm not watching the kids stuff at night, it's like I'll just turn on YouTube and then I immediately fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really been watching too much, but yeah, I did catch up on the Abbott Elementary and then Will Trent. Only Murders in the Building is coming up at the end of August, so
Okay,
I'm
good.
excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
That should be good. It looks like Eugene Levy is in it.
Nice.
And a couple of different other people as well. So it should be a really interesting season. And yeah, that's it. Not really a lot.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of Monsters Inc. and Ratatouille and
Oh.
Gabby's Dollhouse. And yeah, hot Disney stuff. So yeah. Do you have any other things planned for the summer at all?
Not really. The only thing I have coming up in August is I'm going to go visit my old neighbors overnight. So it'll be a quick trip. But they live next door to me. My current house where I live now is my grandmother's old house, as you know. But they lived next door since the 70s, since before I was born. So they have been there my whole life. The over 20 years I have lived here, they've been there. They just moved in November. I'm so mad at them about moving. But I'm going to go up and visit them for an overnight in August. So
That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And nice to get out of town, just even if it is just overnight, just to have a little quiet and not listen to cruisers or,
Yep.
So that's really it. Otherwise, it's just the usual helping my mom, working on my house, working on her house, reading, napping too much, How about you?
Yep, we just have a trip to Door County, and that's really it.
Nice.
Yeah. We don't tend to do too much, but that'll be like our first trip with the kids. We have something else coming up in October. We're going to be going to the Dells.
Okay, nice.
So that'll be interesting because that'll be like a hotel stay. So that'll be really different. But I'm excited for that too.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to Door County, we'll be on the lake, so that'll be cool for the kids. But yeah, that's really it. Just trying to stay cool because our air conditioner is broken.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna fix it this year. I think we're gonna wait for next year.
Oh my God.
I know. Living on the edge. Let's see here. Alice, watch all 3 seasons of Slow Horses while visiting UK. Enjoyable, the main characters, personal hygiene, etc. Most social and watchable for me. Love the books. I read them a while back. Slow Horses sounds not up my alley.
My mom, I got her the first book in that series a couple years ago for Christmas, and she liked the first one. I just have been a delinquent daughter and buying her the next book in the series. But I do want to watch the show. It looked really good.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's on Apple. So
Yeah, I don't have that.
me either. That's why I haven't watched it either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to tell you. So I was looking up because I was like, I'm going to start looking up bearded men because I want to be like, who would be good in the roles of all the Winston brothers?
Yeah.
And I fell down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and I found out that some studios or whatever bought the rights to Penny Reed's books
Really?
like years ago. And it was like, I think, I don't know if Apple TV was mentioned, but some kind of streaming service was mentioned. And I was like, well, get on it, people. Like,
No
what
kidding.
the hell? Like, come on. So I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I'm pretty sure that the rights have been sold. So
they do a good job.
Oh my God.
And they don't change it just to change stuff,
Yeah, it's too bad Netflix didn't grab it because at least we know it would be decent. I mean, because Virgin River isn't bad. So, and Bridgerton, and you know what I mean? Like, or if Reese Witherspoon could have gotten to it, but
yeah,
there's no real trauma that she can latch onto. Early reference, PC game, or a board game. Have I asked you this before? Oh, board gamer. I watched The Last Princess, all subtitled. Was the best movie I'd ever seen forever. Sob and sob. Oh yeah, I don't want to.
that's so good.
No, thank you. Movies that I had to watch with lots of subtitles, and when I say I had to watch, it's not like I was forced to, but I had a roommate who was Indian in college, and so she introduced us to all of these Bollywood films. And oh my gosh, do you sob and sob and sob and sob. They're like 4.5, 6-hour movies, and they're like so good. They're so freaking good. I remember like Calhonaho was one of them, and it was like, it's so good, and like you just sob and sob and sob. And and all these movies we would rewatch, even though they're like 5 hours long, and you know what's going to happen, and you would still sob and sob and sob. Ask Beth Ann. Beth Ann is a sobber. Beth Ann, like, you think she looks tough? No, she cries. She cries so much during movies. Like, I went and saw, my thing's starting to go. But I went and saw Brokeback Mountain with her, and she just loses it at the I hope she's not watching this, because she'll probably be like, stop telling people this. But yeah, there's a scene where they put the shirts together, and she just like, oh, she was so loud, and we were like, she was like, oh my gosh, like, oh, but she sobs. She is a sobber when it comes to movies. But yeah, all those Bollywood films, like, they're so good. They're so freaking good. And I noticed that Netflix started to put a few of them on there.
Yeah.
There is no beating Shah Rukh Khan. He is amazing.
He is.
And it's funny because I've seen him like speak, like in like his real, like who he really is, and I'm like, wow, you are like nothing that I would have expected. He's so humble. He's like totally a family man. Like, acting is just like his profession. Like, it's not like a celebrity, like how in America, like actors and whatnot, like some of them will be like, well, it's a profession, but you can tell like some of them it's all about being the celebrity, it's just like that's the job. He goes to work and he does that, and then he goes home and he's this person. And like, but yeah, he's amazing. Like, oh my gosh, like we used to be like drooling over Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah. Yes, you got it. ITV Studios owns the TV.
Okay. Well,
yes.
It's British, it's the least. That's something, right?
I have no idea, but yes, that is right. That's what I remember now. Now that you have that on there, yes. So yeah, like, let's do it. Let's get it going. Let's go. I want to see it. I want to see it right now. Okay, the music and dancing and stuff, they're so good. I know, like, we would mimic all of the stuff, and so good. So good. And the colors and the vibrancy and the passion. Oh, they're so good. Yes, there are some on Netflix. I can't tell you any of the titles because I don't know the language, but they're really good.
The only Bollywood movie I own, and it's not really, I don't think it's even Bollywood, it's Indian. It's Guzarish, and it's it's totally like you will sob. But it's with Aishwarya Rai, who is so beautiful.
Yes.
And this guy who, I can't remember his name right now, but like he is like I think it's a podcaster. I think this was a pre-podcasting, I'm sure, but like he was like a radio DJ, and something happens. He's in an accident, and like she's in love with him, and like, yeah, there were a solid like 3-4 years. I watched a ton of Bollywood movies just on my own. I was like, just got super into it, and then I saw this one, and I was like, oh my god, I have to own it, and I bought the soundtrack. Like I just sort of lost it.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they're fun.
I think the one where it's like older, but it's still Shah Rukh Khan, and there's a leading lady who's in like a lot of them as well, and I can't remember her name, but I think it's called Kuch Kuch Hotahe or something like that. That's a good one too. They're like at a school or something. They're like students at a school, I think. I don't remember. It was like 20 years ago that I saw all these movies. So good.
I like to get recommendations for stuff like this from Bernadette Banner. I don't know if you follow her on YouTube or not. I love her. But at the beginning, like near the beginning of every year, she's like the main host. So she and like a lot of other YouTubers who specialize in all different kinds of like countries or time periods or whatever, they go through and they rate the costuming and they rate the movies and how historically accurate they are. And they start like from the earliest back in time to like current time or whatever to futuristic stuff. It's very funny. It's very enlightening. Like tons of people know tons of stuff I would never even think to know about. Like, it's so amazing. So every year they do this big like year before review of all like hundreds of movies, and I get a lot of good recommendations from them.
Huh.
It's a place to start. Bernadette Banner. That's her name.
Okay. I don't think it's considered whispering if we have to read it. 200 to 250. Wow. I thought I had a lot of like 20. And I was like, I might have to sell some of these at the rummage. But now I've got a little bit of a bar, and I know that I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you're all right. I think I probably have 20 or 30 myself too. I never play them. I would love to play board games, but I mean, I'm by myself all the time. I can't do that. Like,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. What kind of games do you guys like to play? Like, are they like speed? Are they like long games? Do you like to play Catan or stuff like that? Or what kind of games do you guys like to play?
Wow, I'm doing okay.
Wow. See, yeah.
Yeah. I like strategy board games. So like I like Catan. Okay. I like and I like puzzle ones. So like there's this one called Blocus I really like. I like Sequence. That one's fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like, I'm trying to think of the ones I have. Like Monopoly is fine, but like I don't really want to play that. I've never played Risk, but my brothers always played that game. The funny thing is there are like so many games. Like if you go to like a real like board game place, which they're putting in one close to my house now, there's just so many games. There's just so many. I remember when Beth Ann and I were in school, we played this one called, it was called like Gods and Monsters or Myths and Monsters or something, similar to how Catan works. And I love that game, but like we didn't play it very often because I don't know how, but like I always won. And Beth Ann does not like losing at all. We used to play this game called Seen It, which is about movies and stuff. That one I really liked. I really like pop culture where it's like solely movie stuff. It'd be fun if there was one with books, but I think that would be too all-encompassing.
I have lots of ones about books, but I haven't played most of them because, again, I've gotten them like after everyone I know stopped playing board games. So
Yeah.
I have them.
Yeah. I like board games that require strategy. I do not like Candyland.
Mm.
It's annoying. But I mean, I play with my kids, but it's annoying. I hate that game. I do a ton of solo games,
Oh,
franchise stuff, English games. I've never heard of that. I didn't know that there are solo games. What?
me either.
Like this
Oh
is
my
a
God.
thing?
Can you screenshot that and say it and send it to me, Dani? Because I can't. Wait, let me see if I can. I don't know. I think I would disconnect myself if I tried.
I'll do it.
Because I'm going to look up stuff. Thank you, Andy.
Ooh. Okay, I'll send that to you.
Thank you.
My face is like, yeah, I didn't know that there was solo board games. Heck. Strategy stuff. If we do not play them, we sell them. I never thought, I never knew.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, it's smart. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that like board games that they're with people that do not like board games.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
I know in high school, my friends and I used to play a lot of games together, like Pictionary and Balderdash and stuff like that. And then my family and like my aunts and uncles and stuff, we always played Trivial Pursuit together. So like that's a favorite game for me, just like memories. I love playing Clue. I love Sorry. I don't know why I love Sorry. That's like more childish, but I just love that one so much. I did like the Game of Life. I never liked Monopoly, but like I've never played a strategy game. I've never played Catan. Never played Risk. I've never played anything like that. Because again, it was like those little like group games, or I was by myself. So I played Pass Out, which is a 1960s drinking game that my parents had. I played that by myself with shots of water. They had another one that was also about drinking. I also played by myself with shots of water. I mean, I just never. We could have gotten into like Risk or Catan or something. All my friends were like, "No, I don't want it anymore." I'm like, "Ah, are you sure? Can we please? No, okay." So it's like trivia stuff mostly for me.
Yeah.
And I have pop video. We can play pop up video next time I see you.
Yeah. I used to, when we were kids, we got a game called Disney Charades.
Mm.
And every time my friends came over, like I forced everybody to play that game. And let me tell you, they did not like playing that game, but I freaking loved playing that game because I love my Disney. I had Disney Charades, and then I had this Disney music game. So you'd hear the tune, and then you'd have
Fun.
to name the Disney song.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those games a lot. But yeah, as kids, we used to play like those games, and then Focus. And see, the trouble with being in a family of four, like the kids that is, and three of them being very competitive boys, you often lose a lot of the pieces of games because when someone gets really irritated, they just make the board disappear.
Sure.
So a lot of times we couldn't play games anymore because we didn't have all the pieces. So yeah. Let's see. Also like solo everything from Friday, solo card games, solo journey series. Wow, I did not realize this was like a big thing.
Can you take that a shot for me too?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna take a
Of all the
picture
comments.
of the side. Yeah, the side here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I hope you'll be able to read any of this.
I can figure it out. Thank you.
Bet. Okay, well, it's 10:30. So I'd like to get one more sprint in, and then we can kind of end the night on the hour and go to bed. So we'll go for the 25 minutes. So we'll come back at 55 and bid each other adieu.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Good luck, everyone. I think you can hear me on here. Possibly, I think so. Yes. My darn computer totally glitched out again.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me, Laura?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Okay. How'd you do?
Really good. I speed read 60 pages of Home Before Dark. So I'm just about halfway now. And I'm done for the night now, because that's enough. Creepy. So yeah, how about you?
I went and got a bookmark, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually from my wedding.
Yeah, I use those all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the one I'd grabbed from the shelf, so I was like, okay, I guess so. There's a Jane Austen quote on my bookmark. I declare, after all, there is no enjoyment like reading. How much sooner one tires of anything than a book. True. I'm on page 24. Yeah, I'm really liking it. I mean, I like the way it's written. It's keeping me captivated, so that's good. Yeah, would love to know what the heck happened, but that's such a sad thing. So
Yeah, I think we find out what happens.
What's that?
I think we find out what happens later.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be like a slow reveal
Yeah.
because it's going to be obviously from the child's point of view. It's just interesting how it's really showing how the aftermath affects more than just the person, the victim. So there are more than just one victim. So yeah, but definitely different from her other stories.
Oh, okay.
But still, the writing is still very good, I think. So and it's weird to say like I'm enjoying it. I don't mean like
nobody knows
I'm
what you
happy
mean.
to read about that, but like I really enjoy her writing style and the way in which she's decided to tell this story. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a good one. But if anyone else is left here in the comments, let us know how you did. For you, Laura, Andy did post some links in our Voxer group.
That's what that was.
Regarding the solo games that we were discussing in the last
Thank
sprint.
you, Andy.
The last chatty sprint.
Yeah, I kept this time and the time before too. I got a bunch of box notifications. I was like, "Who's talking now? We're all here."
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, well, as far as the rest of the night goes, I'm going to be going to bed. I'm exhausted. It just came upon me so quickly, so I thought I might continue reading, but I'm going to fall asleep. So I might go downstairs and get a snack. I definitely want to get a bottle of water. Yeah. And go to bed. We have my husband's, there's a family that he works with, like I think more than one person in the family works at his company, but they do this annual like 4th of July party thing. And we didn't go last year, and he kind of wants to go this year, so I was like, fine, we'll go. I guess they do a bunch of stuff like for the kids and stuff, so we're gonna go to that tomorrow.
Nice.
Hopefully it's a nice day, and hopefully the kids are good, which I mean they're usually good, but hopefully it's fun for them.
Yeah.
Well, Be around lunchtime, so yeah.
Nice.
Yes, it was nice to hang out with you too.
Yeah.
Yep, we're gonna be signing off as well.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for skipping out of work to join us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for focusing on us for a second or two. But yes, we're gonna be signing off here too. So you won't have missed anything. You don't have to log back in and watch the rest of it. We're gonna be heading out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that note, I hope you all are doing well this evening. Have a happy 4th of July for us here in the
Mm-hmm.
US. And yeah, have a good rest of your week.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.